What does my love mean? My love means that it's consistent love without nerves or intimidation, even when you fill me with frustration. Conviction laced every word in your evaluation. How he created our world as manifestation, and how you're drunk on our love and its permeation. That you feel safe and assured in our elevation. But when I saw it to his poor, I felt hesitation. I was shouted to core with your reservations. Again, you double back on your direction, stumbling on the stairs of dedication. Roundabout with your words and participation, your misconception of worth from my soul's affection, as if God may have erred upon our selection. I learned the root and the depth of my animation. I found the truth of myself within the frustration. You're my ocular wealth, I have to be patient. In my spiritual journey, I found validation. I can't seem to deter from its maturation. As much as it hurts from the situation, I end up loving you more every variation. Like if you came in this world another complexion or full figured allure, you would never question, just let me love and adore every incarnation. My life is enamored by yours without limitations. I'm basking in your butterscotch tone and its brilliance. Karma coated eyes, I've been lost since. You fed my soul by that church, you were a godsend. And every time you left, I couldn't make sense. Surrendered all my logic, I was convinced. To love you as you are, my soul was intent. When evolution was due, I couldn't prevent. And every version of you was where my love went. Hidden every single sector of my soul with precision. Any given day, you're my emotional provisions. Within Paramount, I praise all of his decisions while I figure out why he cements you in my vision. And that's pure love. Dominic Gatsby, thanks for everybody anyone comes to tonight. Thanks for everyone who's checked out Goa, which is my newest poem that I put up. That's finished product. So I'll probably be doing these run throughs here too now that it's out there. For anyone who's new, I'm going to get this stuff out the way. What I like to do, this whole Past the Wind and Through the Stars series, is really just me working on vocal tones, inflections, and pacing and all that other stuff. Really just part of the artistic journey and so on and so forth. So while I do things on my own, I just like to get this get the space out, get that emotion and that energy out a little bit. Kind to keep things a little low key, a little, smooth and so on and so forth. Now this stuff will not be pretty all the time. Probably most of the time. That's the point. I'm gonna stumble. You're gonna see me like skimming back and forth on the words, but that's what I do here. So, who Lord have mercy. Yeah, as time, especially now or as time goes, don't be afraid to, you can talk, you can ask for whatever. uh when you watch things, even if my older stuff or even now, you can like, dislike, subscribe, do the whole notification piece, and just be along for the ride. It's just a real cool, relaxed space. And that's it. The biggest thing and again, for anyone else who's new, the other big thing is all of my poems are very, well, 100% um anecdotal. So these are things that actually happened in my life and so on and so forth. I just get that out. However I think about things helps me process when I write it down. Now, what's fun about this to me is the fact that when I tell these stories, people can be entertained by them and appreciate them for what they are as art. Um, but the people who are involved or who were there with me and for me know exactly who, when, what was going on, and so on and so forth. So I kind of like that. Again, with the art piece, I'm not going to be upset if you don't like it. Not everything's for everybody. It's just art, so it's all good. Let's keep it moving. I need some water though. Oh, and I can't sing, but I will. So there's that too. Mm, man, I'm feeling good. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It had dawned on me that the distance between when I posted Pure Love and Goa had been like a year. And I'm like, damn, I hadn't been writing, but COVID and I had a bunch of other shit going on. So there's that. um, I normally don't look at my phone either. However, um, I am having a baby soon, and my daughter's mother might, if she hits me up, I'm just gonna respond to it. So there's that. All right, let's keep it moving. So that one was Pure Love. Like I said, that was last year. It was kind of difficult for me to find something that I actually vibed with, just to start the night. That's one of the things. I like to sort it out. What mood am I in? Sometimes it's more of a sexual thing, whatever gets me started and flowing. So let's keep it going. Oh, I'm not ready for that one yet. And this time I actually came prepared and put everything on the same document, which I've been meaning to do. And it makes me so much more efficient. So Let's actually do Goa right now. You don't want to do that? Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it. So again, I do encourage. Oh yeah, so this is the last part before I get into Goa. I have two playlists, and one is the Passing Through the Stars series, which is this, and the other one's called Verbal Mosaics, which are all finished products of actual poems that I have. And please take your time, look through all the older stuff that, and you can see the when I started to learn about how to do inflections, when I kind of calmed it down to make it less, obvious. And even when I started incorporating in my poetry more things that are more that have a pattern to it, basically, and a cadence, excuse me. And even way if you go way back, I don't know if the really really old stuff are there. I used to incorporate words that you might need a dictionary for, and I know because I had to use dictionaries. I had a thing about using bigger words. And I'm like, well, if people have to stop and think when I'm doing a poem, they're not really gonna. That's gonna take you out of the moment. So there's that. Let's go ahead and jump into this. Let me get some more water. This got a little Usher seduction going on today. Tonight might be an Usher vibe for a while, but I jump around. All right. Mm. And while searching for my transitions, they presented their different missions. They swear they have different visions and up the same renditions. I'm consumed by these illustrious delusions till due to help prevent myself from constantly alluding to you. I'm catching your projection every moment on cue, collecting me mistakes that I choose to pursue. It's not that I think you're flawless, my love for you is just lawless. You deserve a love that's dauntless, share a strong one that's harmless. A step into destiny, I just need one wish. Grant me a promise before reality's kiss. As I descend into the depths, please find your bliss. Cherishing new horizons, nothing more is on my list. How many years now have I been drowning? Echoes of their fears have my pressure mounting. Take a pause from panic and look at my surroundings. My present is painful, but the scenery is astounding. Your emotional graduation will require my participation. Authentic congratulations, the basis of my fascination. I don't like the way I did that. Your emotional graduation will require my participation. Authentic congratulations, the basis of my fascination. I'm gonna work on that. I don't like the way that ends. Authentic congratulations, the basis of my fascinations. It went up already. Your emotional graduation will require my participation. Authentic congratulations, the basis of my fascination. I think I want to do a triplet right there too with the basis because it's authentic, kind of like a triplet there. And I think I'm gonna do that. I don't like the way it ends there. Anyway, your emotional graduation will require my participation. Authentic congratulations, the basis of my fascination. Yeah, I like it better that way. My love is organic, steadfast, and the truest, but honest. So not selfish, toxic, or foolish. Your magic. May the love you share stay fluid, unrelenting. I want that spiritual love for you, even if it's not me with whom you do it. I love that shit. I'm gonna be honest. I started writing this poem like 2 years ago, and I still have. And honestly, it wasn't even this poem. It was not going in this direction whatsoever. I have a lot of old poems I just never finished, and I'll keep them because I'll take, like, just like I did this. I'll take parts of it and put it somewhere else, and sometimes or take a line or something like that. So what this actually started out with was with I think it was, yeah, your emotional graduation will require my participation. Yeah, it started with that. Yeah, that was that stanza was in something completely different. So your emotional graduation will require my participation. Authentic congratulations, the basis of my fascination. I believe it was that. And circumstances happen in life. And here I am now, and I was like, you know what? I want to go in a different direction than I was going because I'm not in the same place in my life at the time. But this part here is still relevant to me. No, this wasn't then because I know exactly what I was talking about when I said this. So it wasn't this part, but there is a stanza in here. I just can't remember off the top of my head in the moment. But that's how this poem came to be. Yeah, and I just went with that, switched things around, and really did that. It's just it helped a lot. This is probably the shortest one I've written in a long time. That was like a minute and some change, and that was it. Usually they're like 2 minutes and change. They used to be no, they're about 2.5 minutes. So this one I actually like that, keeping it a little shorter because I didn't have anything else to say. If you when the one I just did before that, Pure Love, if you listen to the ending, it's shorter and it's good because again, this is one of the things I realized when I wrote that one. I'm like, I don't. like ending just like that. I felt because it just felt short, and so I wanted to add more instead of just being done. So it never felt right. Now I'm not gonna go back necessarily and like remove those videos or anything. I'm gonna keep the art where it is. I have some plans for other things to kind of just like show the difference between then and now, but now I'm just gonna do it from here on out without that last stanza. It was cool and all that, but it just didn't go with the rest of the poem, and I didn't like that. I think maybe I just had more to say that night, or whatever. So let's keep it going. Thank you again for anybody coming in tonight. Appreciate you. Anybody who's joined in, just a vibe. It's good, healthy space for anybody. Yes. Oh man, it's been a minute. It's been quite a bit for me. Like really trying to sort some things out in life as of late. It's been a great journey, like getting to a place. Like I've been a father before, but not biologically, even though I loved him just as much. And now that I'm here, it's a whole different experience. Not a whole different experience, but there are definitely new things, and it just resonates. And I love that personal journey, and I love that concept of watching my daughter, like from even as an infant, continue to grow and evolve as a person. Just seeing what she thinks, even if she's like goony goo goo all the time, to whatever she starts to whenever she starts talking. It's great. Just watching a human being develop and become their own person. I love that. Let's keep it moving. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. All right. Whew. Excuse me. Honesty has honestly hindered my emotional agility. The conclusion to the lesson is that this sensitivity doesn't acquire. Start over. That's the other thing. I'm like, given certain circumstances, I'm gonna keep running through it anyway, because I got to get used to that. Like when I stumble, keep it moving. But in this kind of circumstance, we're in the beginning too. Let's keep it going. Honesty has honestly hindered my emotional agility. The conclusion to the lesson is that this sensitivity doesn't equate to fragility. Over time, I've lost all my serenity and found my only stability through faith in our divinity and the unreliability of shaking my affinity for your identity. Shaking my affinity for your identity. There we go. That was better. Yeah. I'm not struggling with emotional sobriety. I'm investing into myself entirely. Even if it's against the grains of society and creating a rift between common thought and my spiritual dichotomy, with one exception, I pursue autonomy. Instead of breaking hearts with my physical improprieties, preying on a couple's relationship anxieties, with my intrusive intentions to pursue callously, selling dreams women knew were fallacies, disguising myself as her desired commodities, depending on the areas in which they lack quality. I'm not interested in wasting what you deserve with someone else. Ignoring, see, I'm going scrolling too fast. I'm not interested in wasting what you deserve with someone else. Ignoring what you earned and lying to myself. My love for you is solidified. With no solidarity in my solitude, I'm passion and anguish personified. I failed in believing I'm caught in emotional kinesis. I can't even read your words without being. See, I'm putting my hand on my face. I'm getting used to that. I failed in believing I'm caught in emotional kinesis. My love for you is solidified. With no solidarity in my solitude, I'm passion and anguish personified. I failed in believing I'm caught in emotional kinesis. I can't even read your words without having spiritual and emotional. Blah, 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 blah. These are kind of the older ones. My love for you is solidified. My love for you is solidified. With no solidarity in my solitude, I'm passion and anguish personified. I failed in believing I'm caught in emotional kinesis. I can't even read your words without having spiritual and emotional releases. And with no one to believe my notion, I express my forlorn existence through verbal thesis. I meant it when we said indefinitely. No, soup. I meant it when we said indefinitely. While lying in my arms, you told me how we're connected spiritually. With saturated eyes, but with saturated eyes, man, see, it's been a minute. Let me back up. We're gonna back up a little. We're gonna go two stanzas before that. My love for you is solidified. With no solidarity in my solitude, I'm passion and anguish personified. I failed in believing I'm caught in emotional kinesis. I can't even read your words without having spiritual and emotional releases. And with no one to believe my notion, I express my forlorn existence through verbal thesis. I meant it when we said indefinitely. While lying in my arms, you told me how we're connected spiritually. With saturated eyes, you said, I found my true identity by the way you love me. I looked back and admitted how I do too eternally. I made it as far as I'm concerned. Unlike others between love and lust, the difference they struggle to discern, not seeking the truth in their current situation, not seeking the truth in their current relation, and constantly in anticipation of the next situation. I've recognized my enchantment in our dynasty, however, I understand that destiny doesn't necessarily promise you to me, and we'll only go as far as our resiliency. Where I am takes a certain amount of bravery to remain true to remain true to self for the sake of my own clarity. I knew the horror that for I say I don't like this pausing I'm doing. I know it's an older one, but I don't the pausing. That's another thing when I'm going through them is like I'm trying to understanding that when to leave gaps, when to not leave gaps, how long. It's like just hold that word just a little longer, and it sounds right now. And a lot of times I do have to play stuff back, but if I can definitely tell when I'm saying it, that means it's even worse playing back to myself. So let's back up. I've recognized my enchantment in our dynasty. I recognize my enchantment in our dynasty. I don't like that. I recognize my enchantment in our dynasty. However, I understand that destiny doesn't necessarily promise you to me, and we'll only go as far as our resiliency. Where I am takes a certain amount of bravery to remain true to self for the sake of my own clarity. I knew the horror that forebode me, accepting. See, I did it again. To remain true to self, to remain true to self for the sake of my own clarity. I knew the horror that forebode me, accepting a return which might not be a possibility. I experience happiness and brevity, but what gives me the most verity is to be able to say with the utmost sincerity that I thank God for blessing us with love inherent with that I think. See, I'm getting that sing song shit. That's another thing I try to I have to work with because I'll listen to music when I write, and I'll get into a very sing song kind of thing, and then I have to take the music out and really work on what I'm doing. And so even in that, I said, horror that forebode me return. I experienced happening very utmost that I thank God for blessing us with love inherently. Like I don't like that shit, and I don't like the all respect to everybody, but I don't like the stereotypical way of doing poetry, which is beautiful, black, this, that, and the other. Well, I'm definitely pro black on a lot of stuff, on everything. So let me take that back. All that very intense, same cadence. It's like na 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 na. I don't like that. Like I don't like it. So and it's so easy because that's what you hear all the time. So even inadvertently, we like I know at least for me, I think that's probably even what happens. It's so prevalent because it's something that works. You hear it in music, and it's even not on purpose. You start to copy it. You know what I'm saying? So I try to separate that from my own thing. So but at the same time, I'll get back to this. At the same time, there was a point when I remember I was like, I wanted to do more conversational, which is kind of an effect. However, it doesn't really work because it's boring. All right. If you just sit there and just like, and then yes, take that back. If you do it naturally, I don't think it really works. If you're really able to tap into how you would be in that conversation, I think it would work, and that's something I'm still getting to, like really separating my poetic self from me as a person, or even just finding that space within myself, not necessarily separating them, be able to really tap into that and and hold it while I go through. All right, let's keep it moving. All right. Where I am takes a certain amount of bravery to remain true to self for the sake of my own clarity. I knew the horror that forebode me, accepting a return which might not be a possibility. I experienced happen. See that? You know what the problem here is? Is I threw in this line. I knew the horror that forebode me. I think it's another one of those lines where it's how I felt. However, it doesn't fit. And typically, it's very rare for me to be able to, for me, at least at this point, to be able to take a line and only put one more line under that. Typically, it turns into a whole nother stanza, and then that gets fucking difficult. So I just have to find the right way to. This is the whole point of Past the Minute through the Stars. This whole thing is to figure out how to make it work. And that's the other thing is I know there's more than one way to skin a cat. So you just keep trying until I figure it out. Okay, it's like a puzzle. All right, it's like how to make it work where it's still true to myself. It doesn't sound like this X, Y, and Z, and it works. Okay, we don't have these awkward pauses, and it's like, ugh. Okay, especially these longer ones. Back to it. Where I am takes a certain amount of bravery to remain true to self for the sake of my own clarity. I knew the horror that forebode me, accepting a return which might not be a possibility. I experience happiness and brevity. But what gives me the most verity is to be able to say with the utmost sincerity that I thank God for blessing us with love inherently, that I didn't sell myself a false fantasy, that I didn't risk conceiving with another regrettably. Side note, I don't regret having my daughter or coming on. What I mean by that is like me wilding out and having Noopsy. That is not what happened here. Okay, so yeah, okay, that's gonna be kind of weird. So people get it. Okay. So anyway, back to business. Okay. Transcendent is our unity. Once you earn the rest of me, you own that. Transcendent is our unity. Once you earn the rest of me, you own that love indefinitely. If you hold on to your moments of clarity, you'll understand that my prosperity means nothing without your sincerity. I've accepted the life that comes with my commission, knowing that your return isn't based on any precision, and that destiny doesn't overpower your own volition. Ooh, see, that's when I finally start falling into that's see the difference. Usually I can picture having this I can put myself in the space of having these conversations, but I was struggling. It took me 20 minutes, but here I am. That emotion starting to come out. I love that. Let's keep it going. Transcendent is our unity. Once you earn the rest of me, you own that love indefinitely. If you hold on to your moments of clarity, you'll understand that my prosperity means nothing without your sincerity. I've accepted the life that comes with my commission, knowing that your return isn't based on any precision and that destiny doesn't overpower your own volition. But I do believe in a little religion. And strictly relying on faith causes me mental and emotional division. I drape myself in the love you put in us and find peace in its tension. I was lost whenever I relied on my own vision. It's not that I do any of this. It's not that I do any of this on intention. You earn my love without condition. And see, let me back up because I started speeding up. That's the other thing is getting myself in that space, but not speeding. And if you go back to my earlier stuff, I was speeding, and it took me a minute to because I naturally talk fast. But yeah, transcendent is our unity. Once you earn the rest of me, you own that love indefinitely. If you hold on to your moments of clarity, you'll understand that my prosperity means nothing without your sincerity. I've accepted the life that comes with my commission, knowing that your return isn't based on any precision and that destiny doesn't overpower your own volition. But I do believe in a little religion, and strictly relying on faith causes me mental and emotional division. I drape myself in the love he put in us and find peace in its tension. I was lost whenever I relied on my own vision. It's not that I do any of this on intention. You earn my love without condition, and your absence has left me in perdition. My dreams are now one recurring nightmare. With their hourly endings, I'm clutched in insomnia's affair. But a release is not what lies within my daily prayer. I ask for an abundance of blessings for you in a life free from despair. And if this journey requires one to suffer, to give me everything so life's pains you would never have to bear. I'm always advised to settle and compromise, but I'm not waiting for someone else to realize every destined love doesn't mean it'll end in forever. Even when we pursued other endeavors, we spoke about this link we can never sever. We mutually confessed one makes the other greater, and true to my form, your needs and desires I never failed to cater. Sometimes true love may have its moments. Even then, we remained each other's proponents. Every time I lift my head, I hope to see you. I confess in different languages just to get through. My breath, my wings, my love, mi aliento, mis alas, mi amor. People look at me and are trying to uncover why I don't try to find relief inside the frame of another, or that I'm electing to suffer instead of taking time to discover that maybe he just loves her. That's lip service. Man, I'm always going through it. I'm right. I'm very openly emotional. I feel like all human beings, and I always tell people, I think all human beings are emotional creatures. I think that's what we are. Now, how it comes out is different. I feel like if you're beating on somebody, that's emotional. If you're shutting down, what does Low Luck say? Look at him, emotional. That's emotional. Now, I think that for me, the difference is I definitely verbalize and I try to communicate and so on and so forth. Oh, Lord, and that's hard. Oh, goodness gracious. Thanks for hanging out so far. What is it, 26 minutes? Oh, and thanks for anyone who comes by in the future. I never really thought people were going to really watch these, to be honest. It was kind of just my space, just to share with people. It wasn't, I'm not trying to make it a thing like that, but it's just like, it was just pretty cool that people were stopping by and actually like hanging out and like for some, I think someone was watching like almost the whole thing of one of them, or there was a couple, I think, for like 20, 30 minutes. I'm like, that's a long time to just sit there and watch me go through these, but I really appreciate that. That's cool, man. It's like people really want to hang out and just, oh, yeah, Raheem Devon, and just that song breathe. And people just want to hang out, and it's dope. I appreciate that. Anybody who wants to share the positive space. Oh, ooh, okay. Now I'm getting in that space. Let's go here. Ooh, my mouth gets dry though. Now I understand, like especially with water. Mm, 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 mm. I'll tell you this. I feel like whenever I do poetry, like when I get back to time, because I am from the DC metropolitan area, so my plan is when we get back to whatever the new normal is going to be because of coronavirus, because the Rona, to do a slam. I have 3 poems in mind now, for the most part. I just can't think off the top of my head, but I have 3, including Goa, and it's gonna be 3 different types. One's sexual, one's not, and well, the 2 other aren't. So it's just 3 different, probably happy love, sad love, on a sexual poem, basically. So that's the goal, and do a slam at the flagship of the either the flagship one of West Boys and Poets in DC or the other one in DC. So and then just go around doing them, just really expressing and sharing with people. Like, what's that line? Like, yo, Dre, I got something to say. So I got something to say. And I just want to share and express. I got to get that off my chest. Now let's get into it. Mm. I'm about to try a whole different thing with this one. Okay, let's vibe. Whew. 3 a.m. professing, smitten and I'm begging. Red eye TNY just for a little piece of heaven. Frosted tip lips baptized, what a blessing. Every time I get to taste your inner thigh, I'm obsessing. Line my throat with your hands. Detail your commands. Your eyes connect with mine, I'm introduced to your plan. Grasping on your waist because I'm lost in your wealth. You pin my hands back to keep my hands to myself. When you sway with intention, breaking down the suspension. Confessing your distance tremors from your affliction. Crippled from your addiction. Coming to remission, then I put you to submission. We're in a battle of attrition. Read my body language. Engage how much I'm poignant. Hands across your body, and by the way my legs are pointed. Eyes lost in the abyss, stimulated bliss. A halt in your breathing, I'm catching tears on your lips. I adjust my rate of speed, decipher all your needs. Eyes open as we leap, I venture more into the deep. Reaching down for your throne, peeling back your collarbone. Friction turns your vocal tones, then you start to ebb and flow. Bracing for how my pelvis rolls and impact my angles told. Through the depths I control, I'm gonna pull it from your soul. Onto my soliloquy. I kiss towards your divinity and keep my eyes open as I find my serenity. Few things mean more to me, God, some kids and family, than have chips from your ecstasy when I'm in between your knees. Increasing my intensity, you guide my head intently to remember flavor vividly and tell you what you did to me. Eliminate the metaphors, rip the knob off the door, destroy the handles on my drawer. While spreading love, I implore. Your supple honey couture, insatiable, I want more. Like I never had you before, I'll never feel you no more. Put strain on your vocal cords, cover all your contours until you're shaking from your core, evacuating to the floor. I'm dedicated to these nights out, predicated on your whiteout, eviscerating any new doubt, collapsing on me, lights out. That's view of thought. Ooh, Lord. Oh, let me go ahead and make sense of stuff. Goa is a city in India. Okay. Yeah. Every title for everything I write means something. And if I explain why they have the titles, it gives it away. Okay. So that's not happening. and I've always been that way since I've been writing since I was like sixth grade or something like that. I don't remember. One of these teachers back in elementary school had us writing stuff. I'm like, this is my method of expression. Mm. In picture, I think I'm gonna do that again. I think so. Hold on. Before we do that again, let me make sure I don't want to do one of these other ones. Yeah, let me do this again before I go to the next one because I like how it feels. Normally, I wouldn't want to just exhale and breathe all hard into the microphone, but appropriate. Okay. 3 a.m. No. 3 a.m. Professing, smitten, and I'm begging. Red eye 10 wide just for a little piece of heaven. Frosted tip lips baptized. What a blessing. Every time I get to taste your inner thigh, I'm obsessing. Line my throat with your hands. Detail your commands. Your eyes connect with mine. I'm introduced to your plan. Grasping on your waist because I'm lost in your wealth. You pin my hands back so I keep my hands to myself. When you sway with intention, breaking down the suspension, confessing your conditions, tremors from your affliction, crippled from your condition, crippled from your addiction, coming into remission. Then I put you in submission. We're in a battle of attrition. Read my body language, engage how much I'm poignant. Hands across your body by the way my legs are pointed. Eyes lost in the abyss, stimulated bliss. A halt in your breathing, I'm catching tears on your lips. I adjust my rate of speed, decipher all your needs. Eyes open as we leap, I venture more into the deep. You know what? I fucked up. I just remembered the cadence earlier. We're going to do this again. Oh, I love this damn poem. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. 3 a.m. professing, smitten, and I'm begging. Red eye to NY just for a little piece of heaven. Frosted tip lips baptized, what a blessing. Every time I get to taste your inner thigh, I'm obsessing. On my throat with your hands, detail your commands. Your eyes connect with mine, I'm introduced to your plan. Grasping on your waist because I'm lost in your wealth. You pin my hands back to keep my hands to myself. When you sway with intention, breaking down the suspension, confessing your conditions, tremors from your affliction, crippled from your addiction, and coming into remission. Then I put you into submission. We're in a battle of attrition. Read my body language, engage how much I'm poignant. Hands across your body by the way my legs are pointed. Eyes lost in the abyss, stimulated bliss. A halt in your breathing, I'm catching tears on your lips. I adjust my rate of speed, decipher all your needs. As open as we leap, I venture more into the deep. So it's in the abyss, stimulated bliss. You know what? I fucked it up again. Let me back up. Read my body language, engage how much I'm poignant. Hands across your body, and by the way my legs are pointed. I was lost in the abyss, stimulated bliss. I was lost in the abyss, stimulated bliss. A halt in your breathing, I'm catching tears on your lips. I adjust my rate of speed, decipher all your needs. As open as we leap, I venture more into the deep. Reaching down for your throne, peeling back your collarbone. Friction turns your vocal tones, then you start to ebb and flow. Bracing for how my pelvis rolls and impact my angles told through the depths I control. I'm gonna pull it from your soul onto my soliloquy. I kiss towards your divinity and keep my eyes open as I find my serenity. Few things mean more to me. God, some kids and family, then head trips from your ecstasy when I'm in between your knees. Increasing my intensity, you guide my head intently to remember your favorite vividly and tell you what you did to me. Eliminate the metaphors. Rip the knob off the door. Destroy the handles off my drawer. While spreading love, I implore. Your supple honey couture. Insatiable, I want more. Like I never had you before, I'll never feel you no more. Put strain on your vocal cords. Cover all your contours. Until you're shaking from your core, evacuating to the floor. I'm dedicated to these nights out. Predicated on your whiteout. Eviscerating any new doubt. Collapsing on me. Lights out. Via fault. Ooh. Ah. Sometimes I just really feel shit. And I'm just like, yes, Lord have mercy. Like, because this is the other thing. I'm trying to. This is why I call them verbal mosaics. It's because I can't paint, but I want to, and the closest I can get is writing. So when I write, I want to create a collage. Of things that were going on, so people can see it. I want my words to reflect the event. I want you to be able to picture it, however you manifest it. Mm. Ooh, yeah. Goodness gracious. I know what I want to. I know which one I want to do after that one too. So I'm laughing because of where I'm going with this next one, and like I said, they're very true. And what happens in this poem? There's a part. Oh, I just that's crazy because I can only remember one part of the damn poem. Was it soul food? I don't think it was. Anyway, I'll just say it. No, no, no. I remember now. I remember I almost gave the shit away. Ah. So hold on, just bear with me for a second as I get down to there. Yeah, with your feet. Oh yeah. Ooh, I'm not a foot person except for once. Not like a sucking your toes kind of thing. That's gross. But like foot massages and stuff. Except there's one exception to that. Everybody else, to me, feet are feet. I can't do it. Like feet either look like feet or bad feet. I don't really think they're pretty feet. Again, there's one exception in my entire life. That is it. I'm coming on 34 years old, and that is it. I guess there's something for everybody. Feet, it's not me. I'm not gonna act like I don't have these other things going on because clearly I'm a freak too, which is what these poems, such as Vio Fork, come from, and with this one I'm about to do right now. It's just funny, actually. Let me before I jump into this. I've told the story a million times, but for the new people, I still remember to this day. I can't remember who it was. I wish I did, so I can always shout him out. But I know it's a woman, but because I always preview my music to most of my closest friends are women, or most of my friends in general, really. So when I preview, like when I always run through my poems ahead of time, like after I finish them, just to like get someone listen to it. And I remember someone was like, "You should. Do you ever do anything but love poems?" And it was basically them. They had this conversation went in the way of them challenging me to write like something sexual. And so I did. But my thing was when I write these, I don't want it to be so cliche and easy. I don't want to be just like sex, pussy, and all this other ass, all that shit. I want it to be artful. A little classy but nasty. But a little classy, bougie, ratchet. No, that's not. Just classy and nasty at the same time. I like that. So oof. So even that's why even on these, like I don't really cuss that much on these, but even when I do these lives, I want to leave room for that, obviously. But at the same time, just because I'm not cussing in my poems doesn't mean it's for kids. Okay, kids might know X, Y, and Z, but I don't want to contribute to that. So there's that. Let's keep it going. I hope it's this one because I'm just gonna keep doing all of my sex poems back to back to back until I find which one it was. If I don't laugh when I get to that line, the line I'm thinking about, when that like situation happened, I'll bring it up at the end. Okay. All right, let's go. My current inspiration derives from your intellectuality. Hold on to these words as my actions breathe life into them and create our reality. I don't like the way I started that. My current inspiration derives from your intellectuality. Hold on to these words as my actions breathe life into them, as my actions breathe life into them and create our reality. Find the belief in my eyes that in our moment you're a treasure, not a tragedy. And despite the peace, I always stumble on that. And despite the pace and our tension, with me you would never be a casualty. Collapse those wings around me. Collapse those wings around me and detail your deepest fantasy. Your request is my mission. Make you lose your sanity. I'm like that. Collapse those rings around me and detail your deepest fantasy. Your request is my mission. Make you lose your sanity. Make you lose your sanity. I don't like that. Collapse those wings around me and detail your deepest fantasy. Your request is my mission. Make you lose your sanity. Your request is my mission. Make you lose your sanity. Embrace all your vanities until you see. I don't like how that comes out. Collapse those wings because okay. So there's a difference between when I'm talking to y'all. I'm doing this for y'all like this, and if I'm on stage, my voice is gonna be louder. And I'm trying to be respectful because it's getting a little late. Like to usually start earlier, but when it's earlier, I don't have to worry as much because it's not late. My neighbors got kids basically, so I'm not trying to be too loud. But let's go for it. Maybe a little bit. Let's turn it up a little bit. Collapse those wings around me and detail your deepest fantasy. Your request is my mission. Make you lose your sanity. Embrace all your vanities until you speak solely in profanities. Realizing she won't ever have to question this decision personified by the way she exhales in sync with my physical precision, telling me how this moment was in her vision, inexplicable, but she believed in her deepest intuition. She was simply just waiting for the perfect conditions. Her words are deeply increasing the power in my intention. With your neighbors listening to the sounds of our collision, I increase my focus until they feel you lost your religion. Grasp the back of my mind as the wall tickles your spine. Don't break physical. Back up. Realizing she won't ever have to question this decision, personified by the way she exhales in sync with my physical precision, telling me how this moment was in her vision, inexplicable, but she believed in her deepest intuitions. She was just simply waiting for the perfect conditions. Her words are deeply increasing the power of my intention. With your neighbors listening to the sounds of our collisions, I increase my focus till until they feel you lost your religion. Grasp the back of my mind as the wall tickles your spine. Don't break visual contact as I enter your divine. I gotta make sure I'm hydrated when I do these. Goodness gracious. That's what's happening. My mouth it gets dry. I'm typically dehydrated most of the time because I don't like feeling bloated and all that shit. So what ends up happening when I do these, that's why I have the water here. Yeah. Grasp the back of my mind as the wall tickles the spine. Don't break visual contact as I enter your divine. Trembling to the words I instruct, I'm committed in ways others were reluctant, ensuring that you never feel rushed, approaching this as if it'll be the last time we'll touch. Requesting my desires, but not wanting the specifics. Discovering on her own and deciphering my hieroglyphics. Decoding through my neck makes me more prolific, coursing through my veins, and now control is shifted. As your shoulders start to shudder and lips start to flutter, you're pulling back the covers elated and you stutter. As I take this a step further, and you let out another. 2 years of my celibacy negated by your effect on me. To taste your ecstasy, speaking bilingual effectively, spelling her name carefully, while down the line to destiny. Circles when you lock your knees, X's when you start to plead, moments when you forget to breathe while motioning for you to come to me, arching your back simultaneously, even more when you yell for me, heart beating in brevity while releasing the flavor of your sanctity. Without taking a moment to savor, let's proceed into the next behavior. When when you lock your arms diagonally across my back passionately, the moment I remember which poem it is now. When you lock your arms diagonally across my back passionately, the momentum in my hips drives me immaculately. Hands in your head as you dip down, presenting an altar to hands in your head as you dip down, presenting an altar to honor your crown. Arms on my shoulders, moving rotation, intensifies deeper inside your sensation. See, I wasn't ready for that, so otherwise I would have had a little more sassy in my movements. Okay, hands on your head as you dip down, presenting an altar to honor your crown. Arms on my shoulders, moving rotation, intensifies deeper within your sensation. We could continue, but I do miss your eyes. I pull back your reins and you say that you're mine. Hand over neck, my arms hold you. Hand over neck, and my arms hold your thighs, lifted back up, their sternum to spine. Switching positions without touching ground. See, I don't want that long pause because this is clearly what's going on. That's my hands on your head as you dip down, presenting an altar to honor your crown. Arms on my shoulders, moving rotation, intensifies deeper within your sensation. We could continue, but I do miss your eyes. I pull back your reins and you say that you're mine. Hands over neck, arms hold your thighs, and my arms hold your thighs. Lifted back up, sternum to spine. Switching positions without touching ground. Carry you upward and slide right back down. Holding my face while receiving your kisses. Forgiving apologies foolishly resisted. Mixing the ingredients in your cinnamon confection, changing depth and direction in our melanin connection. Reading your expressions through the power of my detection increases in your vocal inflections. I'm trapped in your perfection. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Pause. Timeout. 30-second timeout. This is one of my favorite lines I've written. This is another one of those things. I started with a line and it became a poem. So there's the whole thing about cinnamon confection mixing the ingredients in your cinnamon confection, change your depth and direction in our melanin connection. That was the stanza. and I went from there. And I'm like, and I just wanted to say something like super nasty without being vulgar. And I just that right there, that feeling right there is where it's all based off of. Mixing the ingredients in your cinnamon confection, changing depth and direction in our melanin connection. Lord have mercy. I love that. Ugh. Okay, let me back up. Whew. Mixing the ingredients in our cinnamon confection. Excuse me. Mixing the ingredients in your cinnamon confection, changing depth and direction in our melanin connection. Reading your expressions through the power of my detection, increases in your vocal inflections. I'm trapped in your perfection. Continuation to an additional plunge, rolling my hips till I feel your lungs, losing your eyes and biting your tongue. Your nails pierce my flesh when you become undone. Tearfully detailing not wanting to finish physically and phys- tearfully detailing not wanting to finish physically and intimately conflicted, but you knew her strength was diminished, holding me delicately, increasing my motion effortlessly, tensing on him increasingly, precipitating effectively. I don't like how I'm doing that. I'm just gotta make sure I'm dumb hydrated for these. It's the point again of these sessions. Helps realize what it is you need. Even differences like this clamp, not to trail off, this clamp is new because I had a cheaper one. I didn't even know these hard ones existed. I'm like, this can't be right. Because if you look at my old ones, you might have noticed me always adjusting it because it keeps falling down because the weight of the XLR cable. Or even when I had the XLR to micro USB, that was stupid and cheap. So, or to USB in general. So XLR is just XLR to XLR is the best, in my opinion. Holding me delicately, increasing my motion effortlessly, tensing on him increasingly, precipitating effectively. Pull me in closer, listen to my rhythm, asking if you're all I've ever wished for. Yes, however, you're much more. We wish for we wish for what we can't have. What's known but on an unreachable path. With you, I found a new wonder, a new standard, life altering number. Catching your breath and asking where I want to be, naturally with you, without uncertainty. Ugh. Reminding you that it's your intellectuality that inspires my vitality, and that the destination cost a heavy toll staying on this journey to get. Ooh, sorry, tripped out for a second. And that the destination cost a heavy toll staying on this journey together because growth is our goal. I tried to explain how I craved the numbness of old and restore the balance she needed from the previous she needed from the previous mold. He stopped me before I could continue. Wait, no. But that inspires my vitality. Like that is not the same poem. So I accidentally that one what I just did was Bonsoir Saint Germain. I'm sorry. So when I finished that inspires my vitality. That was the end of Bonsoir Saint Germain. The poem I accidentally went into after that was actually Left at 351, which I think I haven't actually done in the longest time. I think because I forgot where I put it. So there's let me just control F. Uh-huh. Yes, sir. Found it finally. Yes. If this was soul food, okay. It was I knew it was around the same time I wrote that one. Okay. So I hate my thing, as people who've been here will know, is to typically say the name of the poem at the end. But given the context of what we're doing today, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. This one, so Bonsoir Saint Germain and Parker Barrow, The Heist and the Getaway, and I believe 2529 were all written around the same time. And I was feeling it at that time. So, all these poems, like I've said, are available in the verbal in my uploads in general and in the playlist for verbal mosaics. Oh, that's my other thing. So as you see when I spell it, even though I do go by Dominic Gatsby, my first name is Isaiah. So when I talk about my poems being mosaics, being expressions in that manner, and verbal mosaics, there's that. However, verbal are verbal mosaics. I spell it in a way where it's also incorporating the fact that these are anecdotes. So it's more of Isaiah, more Zay. So mosaic, mosaic, and they're verbal mosaics. So that's why they're called that. I love that. Okay. Let's get ready. And then I think I'm gonna go to something that's a little more lovey after this. 15 minutes. Thanks again, anyone who comes by, anyone who's here right now, and here later. Appreciate you. Love ya. Yeah. Let's do it. Whew, Lord, I didn't even think I was gonna last this long tonight. I wasn't sure about my mood. Am I am I ready? Am I ready? No, I don't like that. That's another key thing. But am I ready? I'm like, am I ready? I can't. I can barely keep my hand. No. Am I ready? I can barely keep my hands steady. Ready to settle down. No, I don't like that long pause. Am I ready? I can barely keep my hands steady. Ready to settle down? I see it as continuing this adventure with the most profound. Settle implies less, of which is impossible because she's the embodiment of the best. Inadvertently leaving each other inspired, or our spirits continuously lift us higher. Our spirits continuously lift us higher. We're not settling down. We're entering into the stratosphere, exploring the far reaches of love in our universe, not a kept secret. Put trust in your co pilot or you'll never leave Earth. We're venturing past every galaxy. While we have rough days, what we do disproves the perfection fallacy. What is can't be simulated. Just look in my direction and leave me spiritually stimulated. Speak my name, speak my name with any inflection, and I'm emotionally satiated. I doubt the purity of my soul ever lingers. Excuse me. And if doubt in the purity of my soul ever lingers, from yeah, that was right. Okay, I thought I was losing my spot. Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't doing the wrong poem again. Okay. What is can't be simulated. Just look in my direction and leave me spiritually stimulated. Speak my name with any inflection, and I'm emotionally satiated. If doubt in the purity of my soul ever lingers, from examples of past non-believers, remove the physical for a year. Anything to make it clear. And if need be, make it two. If that's what it takes for you to fully understand what it is to me, you do. The monarch of my attraction. The monarch of my attraction. They can't even be replacements when they struggle to even be a distraction. Trying to convince me that I have freedom, how quickly they learn you still hold the keys to the kingdom. Attempts to introduce me to something new to savor. Unfortunately for them, the depths in your hips is already my favorite flavor. I'm starving for the day I can return to navigate every layer. Full service, intention to irrigate you into prayer, into prayer. Unwilling to appease other players. Unmatching is the magnetism of our labor. And that's just the start of our sinful behavior, paying my penitence on the kitchen counter as we turn into each other's physical saviors. Your legs rest on my back like your legs rest on my back like a pedestal until your words are finally unintelligible, forcing you to give physical direction of the intensity of how you acquire my connection. We have the walls crying, baby. No. We have the walls crying, sweetie. From the heat of our physical instinct, realizing that we were lying to think the passion. Blah, blah, blah. We have the walls crying, sweetie. We have the walls crying, sweetie. From the heat of our physical instinct, realizing that we were lying to think that passion was ever extinct, forgetting about our past negative spaces, not stopping for a second even after breaking the bed in three places. Don't don't close your eyes for a second. Don't close your eyes for a second so I can see how well I'm connected. Don't close your eyes for a second so I can see how well I'm connected. You let me feel you let me feel in control. Don't close your eyes for a second so I can see how well I'm connected. You let me feel I'm in control. You let me feel. Don't close your eyes for a second so I can see how well I'm connected. You let me feel in control. Don't close your eyes. It's me physically throwing it away. Don't close your eyes for a second so I can just get over it. That's this thing I just get right in the moment. Don't close your eyes for a second so I can see how well I'm connected. You've let me feel in control, knowing full well you grasp my soul. Unknowingly graduating to a better man, attributed to my desire to understand. Attributed to my desire to understand your culture, vision, fears, and insecurities. Just trust me and I'll show you the wealth in your value and the wealth in your value and endless capabilities. from learning a language I've never known to the direction my to the dedication my younger self would have never shown. These of each other's love in different ways, and we've been on the run for about 1,600 consecutive days. Parker Barrow, the heist and the getaway. Whew. There's Parker Barrow, the heist and the getaway. There's the Gentleman's Club. Is that what it's called? Is it Mahogany? And then I think there's there's two Mahoganies. Oh yeah, there's two gentlemen's clubs. Okay, there's the gentlemen's club, and then there's the gentleman club. The gentlemen's club, where her every desire is our devotion. Yeah, I don't want to do that one. And then there's the love series, which is the 101. I have a 101, I have a 201, I have a 351, and I have the first semester. I have 351, the midterm, something like that. And yeah, those are. I'm not doing that one tonight. I thought I was gonna do mosaic. I'm not. I don't want to end on mosaic. Um, mosaic is that's the one I'll be open about because it's just me for the most part. Um, that has to do with the sexual assault that I had to deal with growing up, um, and how that the time to process that and really put that to words. It's something I wanted to speak on for years and actually even write out, but I didn't know how to do it. So when the Me Too movement started, I felt more empowered to talk, and I've been getting better. I was getting better at that point, talking about it in general in open spaces. So it can be more normalized to talk about it because it's one of the worst things to deal with is when you've been hurt in such ways. It can really fuck you up for a while, if not forever. So it's just healthier to talk to people so you don't feel like the only one, which is an easy space to fall into. So long story, not as long. When Me Too movement started, I kind of waited till a few months had gone by, you know, because I felt like it wasn't right for me to say something because I felt like I was taking away from the women that were talking about it. And then when I did talk about it in general, and when the poem came out, my female friends on the social media were saying these people actually know. Even though I hadn't actually spoken to in years, they're like, this includes you too. This is about you too. Like this is the principle of this is people who are doing X, Y, and Z, and now being in a space where you don't have to carry that on your own anymore. So it felt good to get that one out. That was hard, but that one was what that's about. I don't want to end on that. So we're approaching an hour. Let me get my water, my water, my agua. Mm, mm-mm. I'm not doing that one. Whew, Lord. We need to end on something positive. You know what? I'm gonna do it again. I'm just gonna say them off the top. I think we're gonna go ahead and do soul food because I love believing me, you, and us. I love that. It's funny because that's the song I'm listening to, and this was the song I was listening to when I wrote this. It was "Believe" by Raheem Devon. For the most part, I remember exactly what songs I was listening to when I was writing them, but I definitely know exactly what's going on. And when I say it trips me out, when I get tripped out when I'm doing these, it's because they're older ones, and then I'll just I'll be in that space, like not just in the space, in the moment, like exactly what was going on in that moment. It was hard, it was rough. Whew, you might be going over an hour tonight. I was typically like to meditate from 8 to 8:30 or 8:30 to 9, somewhere in that hour, 4 or 9, and which has helped a lot in general in life. But this is therapeutic for me, so we're gonna keep going. We might do 2 hours tonight. Who knows? No, before 9. Excuse me. And then I'm gonna go tune into um anonymously anyway. Tune into my homegirl who's on Twitch and support her. You know, with some views and get my news up on what's been going on in the world today later. So let's go ahead. You know what? If we're gonna do that, let's ooh, See, I don't want to jump around moods. So, I mean, I don't. I kind of want to do mosaic, but I don't want to. Okay, we're gonna do mosaic, and I'm not going to change the song. Typically, I like to have the music match how I'm feeling, but I'm gonna keep it because I want to just jump into something else positive. Lord have mercy. If you are or have ever going through any type of abuse, it doesn't have to be sexual, it could be physical, whatever it may have you. I know it can be daunting to talk to somebody, and that's sound cliche because I know I've been in those spaces, and like especially when you're going through it, it's like it's really hard to trust people because a lot of people like to react like, "Huh," or go tell everybody, or just like try to talk to you like it's just common sense shit, and it's not. And the way I even looked at Mosaic when I wrote it, what I deal with that is like it's like having the way I explain it to people, it's like having a growth on your face that nobody can see but you and other people who've gone through it. And I've noticed that I'll talk to people that I probably haven't had the deepest conversations with, and eventually when we start having real conversations, I can feel when like we're kind of dancing, like floating around it, like it's there, kind of floating around it, and it's just the energy is just the same because it would be what I would do too, and I'm actively doing it in that moment. The point is, if you it, I feel like in those moments for me when I was younger, it was a lot easier just to find someone that didn't know me to talk to because I think people I don't know serve purposes too, especially anonymously with the phone numbers they have and all that now. It's just like it's a lot easier just to have a safe space to get it off of your chest, you know. And I don't going into this. I'll say it in this poem. I don't name names or anything like that. It's just the people know. So, and this was a circumstance that I'm just gonna do the poem. Let's get into it. Whew, Lord. Okay. You know something? Since the day that I crested, life manifested, my memory's been infested with how I was tested from where I was supposed to be protected. My life, I detested. The way we were affected, 32 years to profess it. How could I be blessed and still end up molested? With more consistency than my heartbeat's intensity. From the pain that was bred in me, the hate that you handed thee, the convinced of insanity that I'm estranged from humanity. While others were taught their essentials, what you brought was more eventful, more detrimental, evil, demonic, resentful. Lifetime of foreboding, intertwined with self-loathing. Ligature marks on my ligature marks left on my neck from a ligature marks left on my neck from my death and my lucid dreams. Consumed with regret from neglect, I confess I was a severed teen. Cuts on my wrist, my wish transitioned into my bliss. Consuming those pills till my soul could no longer exist. At 7 or 8, I was able to deliberate with my own conscience, compare my lessons to my moral responses. Took more years to escape your deplorable nonsense. In God, I had to believe for my sense of belief, for my sense of relief. My truth was built in deceit, and in that doctor's seat, 27, I was able to see how that one victimized me. We're talking survival. Mistrust of your idols, not an ounce of reprisal, not just tell me what did I do to earn that hate that's inside you. Felt I was a weaker man for far too long. Felt I was a weaker man, spent far too long trying to right your wrongs. Rebuild what was strong, and now one's gone. If you're wondering who was outed, I opted to keep my anecdote shrouded, with names mentally clouded. Because regardless if family or a neighbor's sick vanity, it's about how they branded me, and finally to speak about it candidly. Mosaic. Whew. Thanks everyone for hanging out for an hour. We're gonna continue. We're gonna just keep it moving until we get to something night and day different. We're not gonna go straight. We're not. I don't think I'm not in the mood to go sexual after that. I think Mosaic was actually Mosaic was gonna be one. I think Mosaic, Goa, and There was a third one I definitely wanted. I forgot what it was though. But those two are definitely on the list. So I'm gonna have like more of a ballad-esque kind of poem for the slam. And I just can't remember off the top of my head which one it was. And Go and Mosaic are the other two. Mm. Conveniently though, enough. Not conveniently, but honestly, the mass majority of these, like any poem I've done today, is about the same person. Well, a love poem I've done today is about the same person. Mosaic is totally an outlier to the circumstance, but any poem outside of that I've done tonight is about the same person, and she knows who she is though. So, Mhm. I like this. I'm gonna do two. I'm gonna do this one and one more, and we're gonna call it a night. I really appreciate everyone being patient, stopping by. Let me know how you feel. You know, even if it has nothing to do with the poem, just let me know how you feel. You know, positive space. Ooh, Lord. You know something about love for me? Love is my religion. Love is my religion. I don't like that intro. I like to walk into my shit. No. You know, it's really not that simple because love is my religion. And I was built as an alchemist, mending broken hearts and shattered dreams. In due time, I'll help you rebuild your self esteem. Breathe life back into your heart and restore your faith. All I ask is for an honest opportunity, and I'll remind you why you even believed in the first place. Passion is my drug. My soul needs to first capture your mentality, slowly making you a casualty of my sensuality, breaking your belief that this level of intimacy was a fallacy, and rewrite everything you thought previously thought impossible in reality. Prepare yourself for love's renaissance, where those who brought you pain are seen as nothing more than a subtle nuance. Physicality is my direction. I don't like this. This is so cliche. This shit. Mm-mm. Physicality is my direction, in the sense that I never want you to feel you're without my protection. From the deep inhale resulting from a welcoming kiss upon your face, to the shuddering exhale as you collapse into my embrace, encroaching yourself on my chest and getting lost in my fragrance. Souls are connected so well that our hearts beat in cadence. Pleasure is my identity, seldom disclosed to the masses, made principle to limit attention from sexually cavalier classes, bearing the advantage of an intellectual connection. Musicless moments of passion only need your vocal inflections. Unwavering missions to reach uncharted depths of your soul, finding the balance between aggressive and see, finding the balance between aggressive and reserved while we switch roles, catering to your request and physical response. Focus on those reactions you felt were impossible and ensconced. Forever is my focus. You gave me a chance, and I presented my best case to take our time and receive this endless love at a steady pace. I'm not in a hurry because I believe we're building a masterpiece. And we've both learned that love done quickly surely ends in defeat. Just believe in me in this endeavor. Just believe in me in this endeavor. Into the eyes of our children may our love live to see forever. Believe in you, me, and us. When my life was in squalor, something we talked about was, and I'll never forget, and I'll always love you for, is like when my life was in squalor, panting from multiple afflictions, you were the remedy, God's direct prescription. Both pairs of hands are needed to conquer this recipe, with generous servings of understanding to mold this intelligently. Although we're eager to master the meal's intricacy, we're patient enough to approach the task delicately, an unsteady beginning due to our raw emotions. Best meals are made extraordinary through unbridled love and devotion. The effective the effort sacrifice transformed my pain and her innocence into an uncomparable love experience. Teach me the ways of your heart and all the ingredients you'll need. So long as you believe in me, I assure you will make this better than anyone perceived. Thought invoking love that doesn't follow a standard procedure. Uniqueness is our goal, which means we're each other's teachers. May your days be forever extraordinary, and your focus on happiness continue to bring evil hearts to glory. May everyone feed off of your energy as you brighten their days, showing them the power of positivity. Inspired by your presence and genuine mentality, they can now focus on the positive instead of a harsh reality. A domino effect emerged from your robust vitality, an example of what love can be when not handled callously. Sweetie, you're a star. Without the stars, there's a void and the heavens would be lightless. Without light, the planets would be cold and remain lifeless. Without life, we couldn't even imagine love, a world mindless. Unknowingly, your star makes the world greater, and that's timeless. You brought warmth to my soul, sweetie, when all I knew was love's bitterness. Stop the pain with love that was relentless. The personification of love ever given in life. I stand even stronger today because of your belief, his might. Soul food. Individuals, you know, I don't want us to forget. I think in the past, our trials and tribulations, times where either one of us was selfish or mean or so on and so forth. I don't want us to forget that at the end of the day, the start and the end of the day, we're just individuals who are in the midst of their own wars. Unbeknownst to you and I, he was about to give us more. I faced my greatest doubt in my ability to handle the encore. And by complete serendipity, he sent you through my door. We backed into each other, what seemed at random, trying to fight our own battles while quickly becoming a tandem, matching each other's motions and creating a new meaning of what we saw as devotion, the personification of never fleeting. Unintentionally, we created a team where life's missions included your dreams, where my life's missions included your dreams. Every battle, we fought together. Two-soldier army, we still outlasted the weather. We spent our entire relationship surviving God's testaments. Now we're on the side of glory, but the change makes you hesitant. When all we've ever known is how to clear the next plight, we've never known what to do when life is finally all right. Take a leap of faith with me and see how much we've grown. It's safe to be fearless. I'm still protecting your throne. I'll unbuckle your armor and while you lay down your sword, the toughest days are over. We can enjoy our rewards. What wouldn't I do for you? I've gone to the Empire State simply to have you in view. Took the red out of London when your hope needed to be renewed. Silent dances in the streets of Paris, just us silhouetted by the moon. It may not now seem clear. All I'm asking is for more trust. Relinquish your fear while I show you where this can carry us. Ushering you into normalcy, afraid of the unknown. Remember my undying reliability and let that set the tone. Anything you needed, just a simple breath in my direction. Everyone who stood in the direction. Anything you needed, just a simple breath in my direction. Everyone who stood in the way was met with an insurrection. This may not be storybook perfect, but it is for us, due to how we work it, deeper than the surface. We grew with the other as the purpose. Unknowingly, a home was created where you'd always be loved, even if the day left you jaded. Where you could rest any thoughts that kept you mentally weighted. Be gluttonous in my love. Not a moment I would have traded. You whisper to me, this is where your heart resides. That there's no other place where you can truly confide. I thank him every day for being our guide and creating us to be the strengths in each other's lives. Soul food. Excuse me, a Parker Barrel. I think I need more. I think I need more to talk about. I think I need to keep going. I think I'll do one more and then get off of here. I might even be able to sneak in 20 minutes of meditating. Goodness gracious. Let's put a little distance between mosaic though, so that's okay. I mean, ooh, I've had y'all for an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. Ugh. Okay. Oof. Okay. Um. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Okay. I'm just getting. I'm getting mentally prepared for if I go that direction. The direction I was just thinking about. Yeah, I'll do this one. That'll be it. I can't. No. What am I supposed to do? It hurts to know that I can't stop loving you. I've prayed and pulled as hard as I could, but these arms, they're strong enough to carry the weight of the world. They're strong enough to carry the weight of the world. Can't break this cage built by the Lord. Eh, What am I supposed to do? It hurts to know that I can't stop loving you. I've prayed and pulled as hard as excuse me. What am I supposed to do? It hurts to know that I can't stop loving you. I've prayed and pulled as hard as I could, but these arms, though strong enough to carry the weight of the world, can't break this out of this cage built by the Lord. What am I to do? Your love is still in my veins, tearing through my heart and dominating my brain. God, please tell me if you've given me a petulance. What am I to do? Your love is still in my veins, tearing through my heart and dominating my brain. God, please tell me if you've given me a petulance. Or are you showing me true love is a perpetrator to my reverence? What am I to do? What am I to do? The constant reminder that I missed my opportunity plays an example that God will open the door, but He won't walk through it for me. Handleless door, I know I missed it. Focused on righting my wrongs, I didn't mean to resist it. There it is, I found it. What am I to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Yeah, I did that. So like, what am I supposed to do? It hurts to know that I can't stop loving you. I've prayed and pulled as hard as I could, but these arms, though strong enough to carry the weight of the world, can't break out of this cage built by the Lord. What am I to do? Your love is still in my veins, tearing through my heart and dominating my brain. God, please tell me if you've given me a petulance, or are you showing me true love is the perpetrator of my reverence? What am I to do? The constant reminder that I missed my opportunity plays as an example that God will open the door, but He won't walk through it for me. Handleless door, I know I missed it. Focused on righting my wrongs, I didn't mean to resist it. But what am I to do? The last time around, I thank God for every time my heart was shattered, and I built into a stronger man, a much stronger matter. To not let that glittering and faint flame die, or turn into a heartbroken and reckless hide. To turn into a man worth looking into the eyes of the woman who went through the same on countless tries. She had been discarded by many so we could love each other blissfully and endlessly. I heard your plea and I'm trying to close the door, but it won't. And I can't help but wonder if got something in store. We've pushed alone and pushed together, and we still can't get it to close. Ironically, I fear the loss of you, but asking if the reason is bigger than us, I suppose. We've pushed it alone and pushed together, and we still can't get it to close. Ironically, I fear the loss of you by asking if the reason is bigger than us, I suppose. Through every step of our emotional maturation, each other's hearts end up the destination. Eyes blinded, we've run away in different directions, down different roads, still end up together, but to you it's an infection, a cancerous leper. But I've never seen one happy with such inflection. Happy is sharing her life with the Happy is sharing her life with mine, and now I'm questioning my detection, trying to find the truth through reliving every pain to my recollection. I could deny that I love you and focus on my heart's protection. Lying to you and myself, I'd rather pain's vexation. Lord, please give me an answer. Amen. It's Love 351. What is it? Love 351, the graduate's course midterm study session. I think I need another one. I need a drink. No, I don't. So, ooh, Lord, that that took me back. Ooh, I have another one that was like that was at one of my deepest lows, emotional lows, and I think I need to like end not there for tonight. That kind of defeats the purpose. Um, nope, not there. See, I should have thought about this. I should have thought about this because it's like I want to do these other ones, but I should have. I usually do save a positive one, so I don't just leave this space like, huh, like no one wants to do that. I want people to come here and chill and just go through this emotional roller coaster, but leave on a good positive space. In love, no, we're not closing out the picture. Pure love already did. I might do one the same again. Who knows? Let's see the graduates course. I think the graduates. Oh, I'm missing. Ooh, see, I thought I had mahogany in here. I do not. I need to find mahogany and put it in here. So, ooh, Lord have mercy. I think we're just gonna do another positive, another one that I've already done tonight, just so we can be in a positive space. Okay, okay. We're gonna change it up from this song though. Let's see. Not, I do love that song 2012 by Chris Brown. That joint is fire. I think is that the one with Tiana Taylor? No, it's not. Not Red Lipstick. Making Good Love. Avant. Maybe Read Your Mind by Avant. It's like everybody's jam. It's like if you don't like that song, you might hurt my feelings. Okay. So you better work it, girl, work it. You might have to do tank. Okay, girl. Yes. You better work it. There we go. Change the vibe. Change the energy. Positive. Whoo, Lord, give it to you like I do. To you like I can move. Got you shaking like a crackhead. We all up against the wall with the back pants. Okay, here we go. Stay with it. I hope it finished. Ooh. Okay. I haven't heard the song in a long time, so it's just like it's really getting me there, which is perfect because that's what I want to do. You asked for, I'm still ready to go. Let me get y'all out of here. Let's do it. Ooh, 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Professing. 3 a.m. No. 3 a.m. Professing. Smitten and I'm begging. Red eye TNY just for a little piece of heaven. Frosted tip lips fat baptized. What a blessing. Every time I get to taste your inner thigh, I'm obsessing. Let my throat with your hands. Detail your commands. Your eyes connect with mine, I'm introduced to your plan. Grasping on your waist because I'm lost in your wealth. You pin my hands back to keep my hands to myself. When you sway with intention, breaking down the suspension, confessing your this is shitty because I'm so caught up in the song. It's the right vibe, wrong song. I need a song that I've heard recently. What about Kim Love Calls? Oh yeah. Love calls your name. I love that fucking song. So, uh, 3 a.m. professing, smitten and I'm begging. Red eye to NY just for a little piece of heaven. Frosted tip lips baptized with a blessing. Every time I get to taste your inner thigh, I'm obsessing. Line my throat with your hands. This is not the right vibe. I love that song, but it's not it. It's not it. See, we've got to find it. We got to find it. Where are we going to be my girst? No. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is this it? Year One by Tank. Tank is like literally, lyrically, vocally, like one of my favorite R&B artists ever. Point blank. Yep. And up in the end, I am 3 a.m. professing. 3 a.m. professing. Smitten and I'm begging. Red eye 10 why just for a little piece of heaven. Frosted tip lips, baptized, what a blessing. Every time I get to taste your inner thigh, I'm obsessing. Line my throat with your hands, detail your commands. Your eyes connect with mine, I'm introduced to your plan. Grasping on your waist because I'm lost in your wealth. You pin my hands back to keep my hands to myself. When you sway with intention, breaking down the suspension. Confessing your conditions, tremors from your affliction. crippled from your addiction, coming into remission. Then I put you in submission. We're in a battle of attrition. Read my body language and gauge how much I'm poignant. Hands across your body, and by the way my legs are pointed. I was lost in the abyss, stimulated bliss. A halt in your breathing, I'm catching tears on your lips. I adjust my rate of speed, decipher all your needs. As open as we leap, I venture more into the deep. Reaching down for your throne, peeling back your collarbone. Friction turns your vocal tones, then you start to ebb and flow. Bracing for how my pelvis rolls and impact my angles toll. Through the depths I control, I'm gonna pull it from your soul. Onto my soliloquy, I kiss towards your divinity and keep my eyes open as I find my serenity. I don't like that. Bracing for how my pelvis rolls and impact my angles toll. Through the depths I control, I'm gonna pull it from your soul. Onto my soliloquy, I kiss towards your divinity and keep my eyes open as I find my serenity. Few things mean more to me. God, some kids and family, than head trips from your ecstasy. When I'm in between your knees, increasing my intensity, you guide my head intently to remember your favor vividly and tell you what you did to me. Eliminate the metaphors. Rip the knob off the door. Destroy the handles on my drawer. While spreading love, I implore. Your supple honey couture, insatiable, I want more. Like I never had you before, I'll never feel you no more. Put strain on your vocal cords, cover all your contours until you're shaken from your core, evacuate into the floor. I'm dedicated to these nights out, predicated on your whiteout, eviscerating any new doubt, collapsing on me, lights out. Ooh, vieux fort. I gotta find a sexier way to say that. Vieux fort. There we go. Thanks. I'm Dominic Gatsby. It's been a pleasure to host y'all tonight. I appreciate anybody who stopped tonight, stopped tomorrow, stopped anytime in the future. Anyone stopped in the past, just hung out here. Don't be afraid. Sorry, water. To please go ahead and let me know how you feel, whether you liked it or you didn't like them. You can thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you want. Subscribe if you want to stay in. Hit the notifications if you want to know when I'm doing it. It's not really a set schedule, just so when I'm just in the space, I'm in the space. I'm trying to get back to doing it weekly, but I'm adjusting my schedules. So thanks again. It's a great space. I appreciate everybody. I love y'all. Be good to each other. Be good to yourself. Be patient with yourself and keep pushing yourself. And I love y'all. Enjoy the rest of your nights. All right.